way to a wedding fair, which is weird for me because I don't really do wedding fairs. I did when I started, so I've been doing this job about 18 years now, and when I started I did one wedding fair at a local hotel with a couple of albums, didn't lead to anything. I haven't done any since, and I think just because of the time I started out in this industry, I was able to make enough bookings just through referrals and through my Google organic SEO, which was pretty good at the time. It's not bad now, but the way things are at the moment, of course, we need to be doing everything. We need to be on all platforms and being visible a lot of the time. So this year, well, kind of the end of last year, because I noticed that my inquiries was slowing down, I booked onto a couple of wedding fairs, did a couple in, I've done one in Liverpool, South Liverpool, and which led to a couple of inquiries and no bookings. One was quite keen, but I couldn't do the date, unfortunately, and a couple of other ones who, you never know what it'll lead on to. A lot of people didn't have a venue or a date, but I do have their email addresses, and I do keep them on kind of continuous, the odd mail shot that I put out here and there, just with some links to some information and maybe a special offer. So going into this wedding fair, I just thought it would be useful perhaps to let people know how I'm going to approach it, just maybe some tips in case you're heading to a wedding fair. And there's no right or wrong way to do things, but the way that I feel works best is, the main thing is that I'm just going to try and talk to as many people as possible and strike up conversations. I'm going to try and get them to do the talking. I'm going to be genuinely interested in their wedding, because I am actually interested in weddings. And I'm just going to be myself, answer the questions they got, but I'm going to ask them questions, and hopefully they'll do most of the talking. I'm also going to collect people's information, so I'm going to ask for email addresses. I do have an app on the iPad where they can fill in their details, but I prefer to use pen and paper. I just feel like that it's more of a commitment from them to write something down and just expect that I'm going to contact them. And from that, I can send them emails with links to other galleries, links to my social media, some information or links to blog posts about choosing wedding photographer or planning weddings, some interesting articles that I have on the website as well. And maybe another a week later, because the other thing that I do, which is a little bit salesy, is can't see them too much. Sorry. Right. So the other thing I do is special offer, which is time limited, which is something I think works with this kind of thing. So usually it's either you can bump up to the middle package from the first package for the same price or something like that. Free engagement shoot. I don't mind doing engagement shoots. There has to be some stipulation about when and where it's going to be if you're going to offer it for free. So you don't want to be travelling around the whole country. So say, well, free engagement shoot, there are certain dates that free engagement shoot can be booked on, and I dictate those. And the location and the time has to be within certain miles from my house. And that's it though, really. So talking to people, collecting the information, time limited offer, and that's pretty much it. So the main thing is really just having a chat with people, being myself, explaining what I do. Oh, also, when you start talking to people, don't do what I did at the last wedding fair and have a great chat with somebody and find out at the end that they've already booked their wedding photographer. Because the way that I start the conversation is I just say hello, how you doing? Kind of people don't like to approach, especially if they think they're going to be sold to. So I'm kind of very informal about it. I just talk about, I say how are they, what have they been up to, how are they enjoying the wedding fair, that kind of thing. Get into a conversation that way. And that's it. Cheers.